wins against two really good teams at home. We feel confident, and I feel like we needed a little momentum going into what's going to be a challenge at Alabama, but I think we're ready for it, and we feel confident just as we always do. But definitely those two wins helped us, kind of get our minds right going into Alabama.
Is it still easy to take it, even though the season's kind of winding down a little bit? You still kind of taking it the one game at a time, or you still like say, hey, if we win this one, we might be able to do this?
We're human, so we see everything and we know, who we're playing. But I think it's important that we try and stay level-headed and try and take it one game at a time, not make it too big of a moment. At the end of the day, it is just, a game, and we're gonna go and compete like we always do. Not compete any harder, not compete less harder. Just because with Alabama, we're gonna do the same thing we always do and go out and try and get a win.
How excited is Juice to be going back to Tuscaloosa?
I'm sure he's excited.
Did he say anything about it?
For sure. He hasn't talked to me personally about it, but I know last year when we played Virginia, I was excited to play, so I can only imagine. And he gets to go back home. We play Virginia like a neutral site. He gets to go where he was, so I'm sure he'll have.
What were those emotions like for you going back to playing those guys that you all obviously knew so well? Was it?
Yeah, it was cool just because I had a lot of friends on the team, so it was like playing against a bunch of your friends. So it was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I would love to do it again. Just I'm kind of jealous of Juice gets to go and play all his friends.
What makes this Alabama team so good? What sort of stood out in getting ready for them?
They have a lot of really good players who can really, really score. Their 3, 4, 5s are really, really long and athletic. So they're really good defensively as well. They're like top 5 in the country in defense. And they got a really good player in Brandon Miller, a bunch of really good guards, Javon Cornerly and Mark Sears. So they're a really good team. They really, really shoot it, and they have really, really deep roster with a lot of athletic guys.
What makes Brandon Miller so special?
He's a good player. He can shoot. He's long. He's athletic. It's going to be a challenge for us, but we're ready. This is why we come here to play in games like this, to play against people like this. So we're ready for it. He's a good player though.
Coach White has talked about going into games, being the aggressor, punching the other team in the mouth. How important is it in this situation, the number one team playing in their arena? To kind of come out with that kind of attitude.
I think it's going to be important. It's going to be a pretty good environment in there. So just trying to keep our emotions in check early, not get too rattled, and come out aggressive and confident. I think that's going to be most important, just to come out with confidence. We play in these games all the time, so not let the moment get too big and just come out and do what we do.
Do you think there's any lessons you guys can take from some of the big road games you've already played this year?
Yeah, for sure. Especially for the people with years of experience. I think just remind ourselves that we've been here before. We played against Auburn. In that environment, it was crazy. Went to Kentucky, played in that environment, it was crazy. So, just knowing that we've been here before is definitely going to give us more confidence going in.